My name's Aaron, welcome back to my channel. How are you? I am fantastic. Today I'm reviewing a Man Pure Havane Eau de Toilette 100ml. This is £48 for 100ml. Fresh tobacco leaves, honey tobacco, vanilla, patchouli, bitter cocoa. Do we have our fragrance samples? Are we engaged with the higher self? Let's get testing. So the reason why I got this is I actually bought this myself because I very much liked the last sample. I thought it was excellent. So I'm excited to see what happens with this. This is a very interesting formulation to me. The top notes are quite hay-like, and that is a combination of the dry linolols combined with the coumarins, combined with the vanillins, combined with a few other aroma chemicals, just sort of make that hay note. It's very similar to the other one actually. I would say it's a little bit lighter. There's a sweetness to it, very dryness to it, and the dryness is the linalool. The linalool dries out of formulation. This is built upon Ice Super, and it has some lovely white floral notes to help support and give sweetness to the formulation. This is primarily aroma chemicals with maybe a trace amounts of patchouli. I wouldn't say very much patchouli actually. This has some lovely cedarwood aroma chemicals to give that feel of a wooden box. This feels like a wooden tobacco box. It's a very, very stable, perfect formulation. The musks chosen are very clean, help give support, attach the fragrance to the skin. But it is not very strong. I like my tobacco scents are very, very strong. I do a lot of tobacco actually. I think it's really well done. I think it's excellent. But as you can tell, I'm not particularly excited by it. It feels not as exciting as the other one, which I love very much. This it's okay. I quite like the benzyl notes in it, benzyl salicylates in it. They're quite nice. It's quite nice. It's a little bit too light for me. Yes, on to my final thoughts. So I'm going to go through the marks for you because it helps me to break this down easily for you. So I actually have quite a few tobacco scents, and I'm working with Chris and he loves tobacco, so I know how to make a tobacco fragrance. To me this is lacking something. I don't know if it's lacking depth, heaviness, weight to it. It's a little bit too top heavy for me, for my personal taste. Technically it's obviously very good. I don't think it's as good as the last one. As you can sort of tell, this isn't blowing my head off my shoulder. It feels a little bit simplistic, which from a large company I know it's not, but it feels a little bit too linear. Like it's a tobacco box fragrance. It's got no excitement to it to me. So it's very lacking, a little bit lackluster. Since it's going quite quickly, which is a shame. So I'm going to start with the money. It absolutely is worth the money, hands down. So I'm going to give it a 1 for the money. Technical ability, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's excellent, but it's lacking in something for me. I think it needs some heavier compounds in it, some wood compounds in it. So I'm going to mark it a 3 out of 4 for technical ability. Personally, do I like it? I think it's okay. It's not heavy enough for me. I'm quite underwhelmed actually. I'm going to mark it a 2, so 2, 5, 6. I'm going to mark it a 6 out of 10. A little bit disappointed actually. I expected it to be phenomenal. I've actually bought all of them in that sort of range because I sort of got so excited at the first one. I think it's very nice. I think if this is your first tobacco fragrance, I think you absolutely will love it. I think it's a very safe interpretation of a tobacco fragrance, but it hasn't got the punch power and sex appeal. It's got no sex appeal at all actually. It just sort of feels very dry. It's it's not particularly what I'd consider a very strong fragrance, dominant fragrance, and to me tobacco fragrances should be a little bit more daring and a little bit more conjuring up sort of the Wild West sort of tobacco and alcohol and all that sort of stuff, and this really isn't. It's quite a safe interpretation. But I got to take into account the branding, and I think it's his sort of high street, but I think they could have pushed it a bit more, to be honest. So I'm a bit more generous. I'm going to mark it a 7 out of 10, because I think it's okay. I don't think it's particularly awful, but I don't think it's set my hair on fire. I think it's really suitable for a really fantastic day fragrance, actually. I think it's a really fantastic day fragrance. I think it's very, very unoffensive. And, but it's not projecting at all. I don't know if you felt that. It's not really projecting for my liking. It's sort of staying quite flat to the skin, which means it's going to die off quite quickly, which is a bit of a disappointment, which means you have to apply quite a lot to it to make it work. Anyway, there we go. So I hope you like that review. Subscribe and thumbs up for more reviews, more exciting content, and I'll see you soon for another one.